since we are covering older military rifles that have been converted to .308 Winchester or 7.62 by 55 NATO, we have our Spanish M1916 up next in .308. Picked this up at an auction, fairly reasonable. Again, controversial gun. Everybody's all worked up. Don't shoot .308 wind in it. But older gun, the sights are supposedly set to 300 meters. So this means I seen somebody do a video, the guy was shooting it like this at 50 yards and it shot way high. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take two, line it up normally, see if our wonderful chronograph device here still keeps working, and I'm going to go run down and see where they went, if we're high or what. And if we are, I may have a simple solution to help with the front sight without changing or modifying the gun. So let's take a crack at it. Didn't read nothing. That's weird. Try that again. Now this velociradar is acting up. I haven't done nothing. Shooting so high, the radar ain't reading it. I'm going to go down and see where them bullets went. See, this is what I mean about this. It should be registering that it didn't see the projectile. It's not doing that. I don't know. I don't know about this radar device. Alright, interestingly enough, I've got the target in the same place. It's exactly over the other one. This gun hit on paper, so it's not shooting high. However, it's been adjusted or fooled with, I don't know. But with this ammo, it is on paper. But our radar indicator here does not seem to want to pick it up. So, as far as I know, this thing ain't moved. The target's on center. Okay, the sight picture has not changed, but I do not know why this thing is not picking up the bullets. I'm starting to have my doubts on this thing. It's very inconsistent. I mean, the gun hasn't changed, the rest hasn't been moved, nothing has been changed around. So let me try to get this to register more than anything. I ain't worried about hitting the target now. Hell, I like this. Guns I never shot before hitting? Yeah. I have to see something here. And it's on acoustic. So this thing was functioning. Check this. And take me to string 9. Acoustic. But here we go. Chronograph's failing. Aha. Let's try this. Let's turn it off. Give it a minute to rest. Maybe I overtapped something. Okay, string 9. Once again. Alrighty. Let's see. Ooh. I don't really think it should have to be shut off and rebooted. Now we got it registered. I don't like that. You know, these things are supposedly $500 retail. I don't know. Pretty consistent out of this barrel for some reason. Alright, I got 3 more. Shoot them up. We'll go check out that target. Alright, we'll go look at the target and we'll discuss this gun a little. Alright, our M1916 N308. That is not too terrible of a group. And it's shooting a little to the right, but nothing terrible. It's just aimed a little to the left. I think I was kind of doing that. But it could be just a little tap to the front sight, maybe, and dial that right in. But right out of the, first time around, and what I'm doing, I am dropping the front sight blade down towards the bottom of the notch. It's not level. So bear that in mind. Probably does shoot a tad high. But that's pretty damn close. I've seen some of these that shoot way much higher, like 12 inches higher or something. So maybe somebody adjusted that. Alright. Spanish model M1916 or M16. I think it's an M16. Alright. But it's been rebarreled to 1760 NATO. As you can see, for some odd reason, even though these sights are set for 300 meters, this thing's shooting pretty much on at 50 yards. Just getting that, and that groove is not huge. So just lowering that a little gets it on the mark. And it shoots a tad to the right. I don't know if the sights are driftable or not. So to correct that, it's just Kentucky windage, always aim a little to the left. And if you can't handle that, then maybe changing the bullet to either a different weight. These may be boat tail bullets. Change it to a flat base. That may change the point of impact with using just a different type of ammo. There's another way to correct this before we start going crazy and doing stuff to the gun. But I was impressed with this. As far as recoil, compared to the FR7, this does not recoil as hard as the FR7. This one here, it seems to have a heavier barrel, and the stock hasn't been shortened, and the heavier stock, a little bit more heft to this rifle, and so it recoils less. But I'm very pleased that I could get to that without it shooting 12 inches high, without having to fool around with it. And this one's in pretty decent shape. I'm pleased with it. It's really nice. Now, looking at all of them, this one's, like I said, smooth handling. The FR7's fairly smooth, but it doesn't, for some reason it doesn't kick the brass out. Of course, I didn't want to hit the Chronograph either hard with brass. And the FR7s, FR8s, they work fairly well. A little bit of, you could have one that has a little bit of rough spots in it or doesn't quite function as compared to the Singapore 2A1. That one, I mean, it cycles. I went through, it worked fine, but it isn't as smooth as a Mauser, put it that way. Because they had to do a lot of mods to use a non-rim cartridge in that older design. But still, it's a good shooting gun also. Alright, so that's going to wrap it up for this in my 308s today. The radar chronograph, I'm starting to have questions about it. It did not, I didn't change anything, move anything other than shut it off, turn it on, then it started reading again. So I don't know. Okay. Those things retail for about $5. So I'll do a video. Go to my page, look for my video on that Caldwell velociradar or whatever the hell they call it, and we'll discuss that more in depth. Alright, hit the like button, subscribe, and stay tuned.